welcome back to part 2 of renovating the feed box on my Adcock Shipley milling machine. Last video I got everything disassembled and I started to repaint the gearbox, and I realized that I was having trouble identifying the correct color. So after thinking about it, I realized that I really need to get a proper color chart, so I wrote off to Paragon paints and got this chart. It came in this tube, so it's all nicely packaged, and I spent actually quite a lot of time looking at the chart, comparing it with an original piece of paint on one of these items, in fact this one, and I determined that, as far as I could tell, this was medium sea blue, or yeah, medium sea blue. So I ordered that, and I've already gone ahead and given some of the components one coat. Now, of course, last video I applied primer, at least 2 coats to most of the surface area, and of course on this I also applied filler. So this is the first coat of gloss. I applied this last night, and yeah, it's come out quite well. I think the colour is right. Still difficult for me to tell, to be honest with you, even when I place this alongside the existing paintwork on the machine. Of course, that may have changed colour with time. It's not all the same colour. Some is darker, some is lighter, but I think this is the right colour. So what I'm doing now is just rubbing down again to remove any slight imperfections. Not a huge amount, just improving the surface finish, and hopefully that will receive a final coat. The casting here, I haven't started on that yet. Yeah, you can just see a few slightly high areas. I'm going to continue working on this, and then we'll give this another coat, and hopefully that will be the paintwork finished. I've got lots of other smaller components like this cover. This is kind of a shielding device for the universal joint power feed. This little bracket, there's another little bracket here. So I'm going to paint all of those, and then finally we can get back to reassembling the gearbox. Okay, I'm going to use a tack rag. I've just done this once before, actually, when I painted this. I don't know, let's see what difference this makes. I think it must make a difference because it picks up, yeah, you can see it's picking up lots of dust there. I think it must make a difference because it doesn't matter how careful I am, I always get these little specks in the paint, and I guess it must be dust that's not being properly picked up. So I'll go around with this, and then we'll give this cover another coat of paint. I'm just going to go up to the edge here, maybe do the inside too, and I'll do the outer surface next time. I've given the paint a pretty thorough stir, actually. There were a few runs. With the runs, I actually got a chisel and just cut those off. Didn't try to deal with those while the paint was wet. I waited till it was dry, and then I like going over with wet and dry afterwards. Hopefully I can avoid runs on this second and final coat. This is a machine I'm going to use. It's not going to be a museum piece. I just want it to look decent and to be protected. Well, this is the casting after a second coat of gloss and of course rubbing down in between, and I'm quite pleased with that finish. I think that's come out quite well. Here is a little cover that goes on the back of the machine, and this guard and a few smaller components, and also the rear cover. This is a sheet metal component. I'm not 100% convinced this is the right shade even now. Very difficult to tell. Maybe it's because my machine is in a dark corner, but I'm not going to change this. It's close enough, and maybe with a little bit of dirt and grime and cleaning up what's already there, there might be a better match. So I've spent a couple of hours cleaning up everything, removing all traces of dirt, and sanding from inside, and all these holes, the oiling holes, I've cleaned out, paid particular attention to them, and the rest of the components here all laid out ready for assembly. It took about a couple of hours to clean it all, so we're ready to start putting it back together. The oil level looks to be around about here, but I guess technically it could splash up and come out of there. So since I've had such a problem with oil leaks in the past, I'm going to put gasket sealant around here. Now this bearing on the end here actually has a ball thrust bearing, and I think that's because on the end here you've got the universal joint, so as it's going up and down the key shaft, it has the potential to push this forward. So I think the idea there is to resist that. You put this bearing in here. As for the pulling motion, I guess it's relying on the rear of this. Must be. I guess just a larger surface here acting as a plain bearing. Okay, at last it's time to put the taper pin back. Well, it's a new taper pin, of course. What I'm going to do is just tap the new pin in lightly first. I've got this set up here just to support the shaft, and I've got some weight underneath here to support the assembly. I'm just going to tap this in, and then we'll just to seat everything, line everything up. Tap this back out again, and then we'll ream that hole. I think I'm going to leave that. This got a shroud over the top of it, so it's not going to catch on anything as long as it goes. No, I'm not going to leave it. I'm going to have to cut that off to get that to go over. So everything turns freely. There are 3 positions on this selector fork and 2 on this, so that gives 6 speeds. So I put a little O-ring on the plug, and I'm going to put the oil in here and leave it overnight just to check there are no oil leaks before I install this on the machine. I think it'd be easier to see whether there is a problem on the bench, and then hopefully we can install this tomorrow. Okay, we'll cover that with a cloth and then leave that overnight, see how things are tomorrow. Well, the next day, let's have a look and see if there are any oil leaks. Okay, there is one here, a small one there. So it looks like the sight glass needs to be tightened up a bit more. Well, that went a bit. Whether that's sufficient, I don't know. Everything else looks fine. I think I'm going to go ahead and reinstall that in the machine, and this can be tightened up later if I need to. We can operate a few feeds. That's fast. Well, thanks for joining me for this video. That's this little project out of the way on the mini machine. I haven't decided what to do next, but probably it will be something quite different. So I do hope you'll join me for that.